Thanks for coming to the show. I've been watching you guys since the pandemic.
Yeah,
and you guys, musical prodigies, you guys had to take leave from school to come and do this gig today. You guys are literally too cool for school coming down here. Like, what subjects did you have to skip?
I had to miss English and math.
Okay.
She had to miss math and French.
Okay.
So really,
none of those, let me tell you, as an adult, none of those matter. So don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Yeah, I was fine without any of that. I don't even do English, to be honest. You guys are already like industry veterans. Like you guys have been playing for like together for how long now?
6 years.
6 years, and you know I think one of you like started when you were 8.
That was me.
Right? Yeah,
that was me,
yeah. Yeah, she's out. That's amazing.
But we were really bad, though.
At the start? Well, I mean, not even, I don't know if you guys were bad. You guys seem to be right out of the gate storming, right? Like 6 years in, and you got open for the Rolling Stones. You opened for Green Day, right? Yeah. It's lots of industry attention. I mean, I don't want to like ask a very generic question, but like, how did this all start?
We started out like playing benefit shows, like just like small punk shows in LA.
Yeah, it was like with bands like The Dills and Alice Bag and Frank were at our first shows. So like I don't know, punk culture is just like super like special to us, and that DIY spirit is super contagious.
Right, like so you guys are like the hipster dad dream kids, because you guys. You guys are like, we didn't care about any of these. We like the real punk rock bands.
Yeah, we did not think that we would be here like 6 years ago. That's weird for us.
Right, but how did you guys get started? Like, what was the genesis of the band?
Well, okay, Mila and I are sisters, and then Ellie's is our cousin. We've known Bella since we were like, Mila was born, basically. And
Which was 2 years ago. Yeah. Yeah. And
basically. You would think. No, we started out playing covers, like, this girl called Kristen Control, who's in a band called the Dum Dum Girls, she wanted a bunch of kids to back her up for this like show that she was doing, and so we were like, happened to be like 4 of those kids, and then we were like, what if we just kept going? And then one thing led to another, and then...
Right, and next thing you know, you're opening for the Rolling Stones.
We're opening for the Rolling Stones. We already did that.
Yeah. So, and again, not to be too generic with the questions, but like, what was it like opening for those bands, like backstage, you know?
It was really, really cool. The Green Day tour was so long, but it was really worth it because the bands and the crew, they were just really kind to us, and even the fans were really respectful and just like supportive of us.
We put a bunch of fake cockroaches on their stage as well.
Or they have this big blimp that goes by the audience, and we taped a big banner that said the Linda Linda's rule on it, you know, like just stuff like that. No, but one of the best parts of being on this tour, other than like seeing the bands play and like being in the crowd for that, is that we had catering. And so we would go and we would play 20 minutes, we'd watch Rancid play, and then I'd rush to catering and pile my plate as high as I could go. It was great. I ate so much on that.
That's great.
People really want to know was the Rolling Stones catering better? Was the Green Day catering better?
I honestly don't
feel
remember.
like
I just ate all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rolling Stones catering was better.
Really? I don't know. I think it was all good.
No, you can tell them that catering sucks. Like, who's catering? And that's actually when I first started doing show business as well, I was surprised by the catering. Even here, I was like, man, there's food, there's just free food. It's like, no, and you can just eat as much as you want. No one's gonna judge you. And I just ate all the food at the Daily Show all the time. Like, I still eat all the food. So, I mean, all this success, is it getting to your heads yet? Have you guys smashed hotel rooms? What's going on?
I mean, they leave them a mess. We don't leave them a mess.
Yes, you guys
So, yes, you do destroy hotel rooms.
No destroying, but
I mean,
they're messy while we're in there, but they're not messy when we leave.
Yeah, we try to. Hotel trash cans, they're so tiny. How are you supposed to fit all your trash?
They are tiny, and there's no plastic
but we
lining.
leave them, like, minimal trash.
Okay.
Honestly, this is just like a consequence of like how unenvironmentally conscious people are with like their trash.
Really?
We
Okay.
have-
This sounds like a
we-
bunch of
we
excuses
have
for
less
being.
packaging.
Yeah, open for Rolling Stones, but I guess your parents still like clean your room, right? Like, yeah. So you just recently released your new album, No Obligation.
did.
Yeah. This. Oh wait.
Number two.
So can you? This is number 2, album number 2.
Album number 2.
Can you mind just what was the creative process like creating this?
It took a long time.
It was like over breaks from school, you know, so
Like over like on spring break or like long
weekends.
weekends and stuff like that. We would do like a little bit at a time, kind of throughout like almost a year and a half, I want to say.
Yeah.
And we really liked it because it was our second time. So it was like the first time we were like scared. We were like, oh my God, what if we break something in the studio? And the second time we were like,
We're gonna break everything in this studio. Yeah. This is our studio now. Yeah.
I think what was different about recording this one versus the last one was we really wanted to do a lot more collaborative writing, and we made sure to do more duets.
because we all
were
sing in our
like,
band.
involved.
Like we kind of like split it up evenly so that we all sing about the same amount for each
Yeah.
set or each whatever.
What was it? Do you find did this come easier than the first one in terms of did the creativity just kind of flow? Or?
I think we had more options because we felt more comfortable playing our instruments and we could make more informed decisions, I guess.
We also had Weird Al guest on one of our songs. He
Yeah.
played accordion.
I know, that's crazy.
So like the first album, we probably would have asked him to be like, no.
Right.
But second album, he was like, sure.
Yeah,
why
that's
not?
really good. Yeah, you got the cool features now. You got Weird Al coming in. You know, if you want, I'll lend my voice to it. If you want. I can do the intro. I'll just be like,
Do you play-
everybody, welcome.
what do you play?
I barely play the whistle, but I mean, I can give you the intro if you want something really.
Oh, something like,
Yeah,
welcome.
Welcome to the Linda's or whatever. I give you a very sarcastic opening if that's up your alley. And you guys are very politically active as well. Like, I mean, can you give us a little bit? Can you give us old timers here some insight into like what are kids concerned about right now?
I mean, like, despite what you may think, we are not.
Asians. Asian? Okay. No, I was asking the question. I wasn't. Asians? Oh, you are? Okay, good. I was right. Yeah. Okay. I was just confirming. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, we're, as a band, we're like half Asian and half Latina.
Right, yeah.
And so,
The best combination.
it's like, so much good food.
Yeah.
So much good food.
Honestly, all the rice eaters unite. Guys, let's go rice.
No, I was gonna say, we're not,
Right.
I feel like we're not like representation of like kids as a whole, you know? So
Oh
like,
yeah, you guys are
but, like-
ultra cool
but,
kids.
like-
Yeah.
but, like our opinions are just like, it's like, you know, we don't get to vote. And so we are genuinely concerned for what is to come in the future. And it's really,
Yeah.
it's difficult seeing people in power that don't care about what people care about, like protecting our rights and protecting the kids and our future.
Like, what would be the issues that you guys care about? What are kids worried about right now? Because I'm so out of touch. I used to be young. And then one day I woke up and suddenly suddenly TikTok became Snapchat was
I mean,
like,
that's
and then we
something
turned.
that we're worried about.
I
like,
know.
Like having like even just like generations from like us to like what kindergartners are doing right now. It's like the amount of screen time, and it's just like really scary to see like how.
Wait, hang on. Are you telling me that you guys are worried about the amount of screen time?
I mean, like we're worried that like.
That's good. I'm so glad to hear
We
that.
want people to like care.
Oh my God.
I think you know it's never too early to like start caring about issues that are happening in the world.
yeah, like even though we're not old enough to vote, we are old enough to care. We are old enough to think about the world around us. We're old enough to think about, you know, what the companies that we put our money into funds. And, you know, a lot of the times it feels like issues are so far away, you know, or so big, but really everything is connected, you know, like how the U.S. funds a war in the Middle East, and that causes so much violence and destruction there. But that also, contributes to climate change, which affects you wherever you live. And so you just gotta do what you can, organize in your local communities, talk to your friends, and even if the things that you're doing feel small or feel like they won't do anything, they are valuable and they do matter.
Thank you so much for saying that. Thank Buddha, the kids are gonna be okay. I'm so glad you guys exist. I'm so glad you guys make music. I'm so glad you guys care about your world. I'm so glad you kids are you. And New Obligation is available now.